but it's like everything can't be on us. Like we can't also like push like
I think
Donald
that's the
Trump
point.
this, Donald Trump that. Like be careful who you vote for. Like vote blue or doing whatever as a precaution so that things like this don't happen. And then when they do happen, it's just like, okay, Black people, come on, like we need you. Like,
but I think that's what Gary Chambers was saying. It's like, what y'all want us to do? We try to like, when you try to like prepare, what is it called? What is it called? Like you try to do something so that something doesn't happen, so that the bad shit don't happen.
Prevention.
Yeah, we try to prevent certain things, and people was on other time, and here we are.
And people were on other time, and they also didn't like the other candidate. So I'm not making excuse for them.
No, that's not what I'm.
Yeah, but I'm saying.
But why didn't they like the other candidate? Because it was definitely gonna be a stark difference between what's happening now and what would have happened with a different candidate. Like whether you like somebody or not. Like, I mean,
you vote as
I don't particularly like the new mayor of Houston, but if he say he's gonna start pushing permits through faster, which he has, then I'm gonna support him. You know what I mean? End of the day, we're adults. We have to make a million decisions every single day. And it seems like they made a decision to vote against their own interests.
Can you vote if you're an illegal immigrant?
No.
So I just don't know how much of this percentage of this data is actually in favor of those who are actually being deported.
No, there are people who are born here who've actually been picked up. And not even that. This is the weird part. Like if you got an auntie, you got cousins, you got this, that, and the other, and they're not legal, and you still voted for someone that could potentially do this to them, like that's the weird part. I mean, and the thing is that some people are okay with that.
It's every man for themselves. So at the end of the day, if you voted for, this data does not necessarily dictate what that group of people are saying. It just shows that group of people who are legal did not vote for the benefit of those who weren't legal. That's what this data shows. I don't know how many of these people are actually that actually voted for Trump, that are against this ICE crisis or whatever it's being labeled as. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that looks like. I don't even know the actual numerics. I don't think we can, right? So I just don't see a direct correlation. I see a possible reach, a reasonable reach, but I don't see a direct correlation for those who did vote for Trump and in comparison to those who are actually being deported by Trump or by ICE, I should say.
I don't know, but it's a big ant right there. If you step on that, it's bothering me.
Or just let him outside. You ain't got to kill him with your bare hand.
Alan is from the island.
This is New Jersey, USA.
He's supposed to step on it with his fucking socks.
I mean, I guess shit. If they start picking up y'all people, I don't know. I was born here.
And I also don't know how many.
So was my mama, my daddy, my grandparents.
I don't know how many of them are actually saying, Black people step in or African Americans step in. I was told this ain't my fight by somebody who was of some type of Latin ethnicity and said, this ain't your fight. You had yours. Let us have ours. And I was told that in the comments on public social media. So I don't know how many of them are expecting us to step in. I don't. I'm not saying it is or it isn't. I'm just saying I don't know what those numbers look like.
Rico, how much political based content do you read, listen to, engage in on a daily basis?
Whatever is on my feed. So if at that moment in time it's a lot, it's a lot. If
on average, like you have to know what it is on average.
It would depend on the time frame because it fluctuates for sure. It depends on my interests. I have interests that go left, sometimes go right. During the election, I was getting content from politics.
I don't want all of this.
Time,
I'm asking you, what's the average?
I don't know.
Like, damn.
There is no average. There's no average.
Oh, gee, sometimes.
So, again, it fluctuates.
The reason why I'm asking that is because you're like, oh, well, I haven't seen. Just because you haven't seen it, don't mean it don't exist.
I didn't say that.
You literally just said I haven't.
I didn't know. I didn't say it doesn't exist.
No, what I'm saying is because just because you haven't seen something doesn't mean that it doesn't exist.
And I'm also saying that it doesn't mean that it's the only thing that's happening, only thing that is actually being brought to the surface. There's a whole opposite side of the spectrum that does exist, because that's the side that I'm seeing.
Such as?
I already said it. We can go back in the tape and review there.
All I'm saying is, Black people, enjoy your rest.
And the people that are asking Black people to stand with them, or these are people that were aligned with us during the Black Lives Movement? Is that why they're asking us, or are they actually allies?
So what I have seen is that some of them are making that statement based on that.
Okay, because that's the only thing I can imagine.
No, what I actually imagine is that they know that the numbers of Black people against Donald Trump is obviously a lot. So it's like, all right, well, now that, we're against Donald Trump and we have this fight, it only makes sense to bring the Black people in because
to make us allies.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's like, we did our part. It's like, why would we go any further? Like y'all people, you and your people. That's what y'all voted for.
I do enjoy the daily chuckle of the man who voted for Donald Trump and then their wives get deported. That's pretty funny.
Why?
I think it's hilarious.
Maybe that's what they wanted.
If they were like, if Donald Trump was like, we finna deport all the Haitians, Jamaicans, Dominicans, as soon as I'm elected, there's no way I will vote for this nigga. Because there are people in my life who are important to me who are Jamaican, Haitian, and Dominican. Some who don't have citizenship. They might just be here on a green card or a work permit or a visitor's permit or something. Like, why would I vote for them to be deported? It makes zero sense. I mean, if they was getting rid of Trinidad, if he said, I'm gonna get rid of Trinidadians, would you vote for the nigga?
Of course not. Not me. I mean, my mom, she's a citizen now,
but at some point,
of course, I wouldn't.
You know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't do that.
Because you know people who are not citizens and they're here.
Yeah, of course.
Right. So I feel like the fact that they made a conscious decision to say, I'm okay with my cousin and them getting kicked out. I mean, I guess now you have to deal with the consequences of that.
But we got to understand that
I'm not
a lot
understanding
of these
shit.
people even leave their own kids behind and come to this country, right? They leave their whole families behind and come to this country. So to expect them to vote once they do get a citizenship against or vote for their family to not get kicked out, which obviously they've shown sometimes the ability to live without them for X amount of time. Some of them their entire lives. So it's not a shocker for the ones who are legally here, legal citizens here, and voting for Donald Trump. It's already been shown. They don't care enough because they never go, I don't say they never, but a lot of them don't go back and get their family members. Some of them leave their children, their wives, their husbands. They leave their mothers, their fathers. They leave them in that country. They come here and live a whole life without them and go back to visit and come back, right? So it's not a shocker to see that there's division. It's not a shocker to see that they did not aid the ones who aren't living here because they didn't aid when they left those people to come here.
True, but a lot of people leave their family to come here to get money to support their family there, or to come here to make enough money to sponsor somebody. Like literally my husband's entire family. One of them got over here, she made some money, brought the next one. That one made some money, brought the next one. It's like 15 of them.
That's how my
literally
siblings came.
15 of them. That's how, and then after they made the company, they kept bringing people over. They kept sponsoring people to bring people over. Like, even like one of the main contractors for the company, he's Chinese. Literally known family last 30 years. They made him a millionaire, literally. Like, he's been doing business that long with the company. And all they do, they get somebody, they bring them over. That person, now it's like to pay back. instead of paying back the original person, it's like their responsibility to like sponsor the next person. It just goes on and on and on. So like I don't really, and again, I'm not an immigrant. My mama, daddy, grandparents, everybody been here for generations, right? So, and y'all could probably speak more to that because y'all's parents are from somewhere else, right? But, and everybody else in the room, I guess. But I don't think that people leave their home country to come here to just leave their people behind. I think they come here to get money, to send back, or to sponsor, or to get their people here so that they can overall have a better life. Maybe that's what your family may have done, but that's not what I've seen as far as like immigrant people coming here. They're not just trying to leave their people behind. If they leave their kids, yeah, they left them for like 10 years so that they could make a life here and bring them over. I mean, somebody please correct me if I'm wrong.
I think you're talking about like a morally sound decision as opposed to what he's talking about is like, I'm
No.
over here now.
No, I'm saying what I've seen.
I'm saying, yeah, but those people that have done that
It's
are
much more than
have
what
different
you've seen.
morals.
Oh,
than the
see,
people
I don't know those kind of people. I've literally for the most part, everybody that I deal with since I've lived in New York is an immigrant. Like either from somewhere else or they're first generation. I don't think I know any second generation people. Well, maybe you, Chris. No, wait, are you second generation?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're second generation, right?
Where Alan was born.
Oh no, you're first gen. You over here doing this. Lord help him. I'm just saying,
Don't even know.
and I'm not saying that they don't exist. What I'm saying is that of all the immigrant people that I have known since I've been in New York, and even just being from Houston, like all the Mexicans, the Guatemalans, the South Americans, or whatever, like I don't know anyone who just came here and was like, fuck them niggas back home. I don't know anybody who did that. Do you know somebody that did that?
I don't know.
Whether he was saying what, regardless of what he was saying, I just still couldn't see myself voting for someone who said all your friends, family, everybody, like them niggas gone. Pack it up right now. Matter of fact, start packing your suitcase now, because come January inauguration, I'm signing a order and them niggas finna be gone. I just can't imagine like doing that. And maybe it's because where I've been raised, like I've always been around Mexican people. I've always been around like Guatemalans, like people from Central America and Mexico. And then when I got here, all the black people is from somewhere else. They're all immigrants. So it's like I just couldn't see myself doing that. I be trying to tell people like, leave me alone. I don't cause no kind of trouble. But like, will you just keep doing this? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even want to do these things to nobody. You know?
Yeah.
I don't bother nobody. I literally mind my business. And I be trying to tell people just leave me alone because I'm.
So how did he get caught? Do we know the details?
That's
She
a
was
good
pregnant
question.
and then she wasn't. This has been on the not. They didn't charge the last person with capital murder, but it's happened a bunch of times in the news.
Because technically, it's not a actual person by definition.
And that's what makes it problematic.
I know. Well, does he have do we want him to have a good defense lawyer or
You tell us.
we-
Do you want him to?
kinda? He shouldn't be charged for murder. He should be charged with something. Get in trouble somehow, but not murder.
They should make him eat abortion pills.
Oh yeah. See what happens.
What would happen?
Yeah.
I will never know.
Maybe you will.
Never.
Yeah. Make him eat like 10 of them and see what happens. That's a good idea. We don't know.
I was about to
You
say.
need him to eat them first.
You don't hear us over here saying what will happen, what will happen.
Yeah. I ain't no doctor, so I don't know.
You'd have to see the ingredients of it for us to know what happened to a man.
Maybe like bad diarrhea.
We're just like cramping really bad.
Or we could turn into superheroes.
Imagine.
Men don't even know what it is to cramp really bad. Maybe that'll do it to them.
You mean cramp with our ovaries or cramps like from sports?
No, it's like when everything, like right here, everything hurts. Like, I mean, like on the floor.
You will literally have to lay on the floor.
on the floor, like crying, dying. Yeah.
No heating pad for you.
Yeah.
They have that cramp thing that they do for like.
Yeah. But honestly, I don't even think that's
I've seen that
close.
on TV.
But I've seen it too. Yeah. I don't think that's even close to like what really happened. Probably it's a good idea.
This is not a mugshot. I thought it was a mugshot.
He's smiling with his
I was
arms
about to
crossed.
say.
Yeah, some people smile in a mugshot. So.
Not with your arms crossed.
Byron
Even show
Gaines
your
just got his
arms.
first real girlfriend at 35. He
Just
doesn't
elbow
want to
that
get
shit.
married, and he thinks living with your wife makes you weak. Why would you listen to him for dating advice? Brian Atlas hosts a dating podcast but is chronically single. He doesn't want to get married, and he has limited dating experience. Why would you listen to him for dating advice? Andrew Tate. He's never been married. He's probably going to prison. He thinks love is a weakness, and he's probably going to prison. Why would you listen to him for dating advice? Andrew Wilson. Always angry and sweaty. He hates single moms, but he married a single mom, and he can't open jars. Why would you listen to him for dating advice? If these red pill dealers aren't actually helping you date, why do you keep going back? Seriously, kick the habit. I'm Raphael. I post content about what women actually want. And if you're trying to date, that might be a better place to start. I've had a great dating life. I'm happily married now in Southern California with my wife and our 2 dogs. I lived all over the US and Europe, and I promise you, I know more about healthy, happy relationships than those clowns that are grifting on your outrage. If you're tired of the anger, you just want real connection, let's talk.
I like it. I like the music.
Why do people white though?
I mean, he not
Say what?
black. I don't-
He could have did like 2 couples.
he could have did a little interracial.
No,
No,
no, just
sorry.
two different couples.
I was making a good point.
He has a good point. Like why? So the one thing I think that he didn't mention is that maybe some of the guys that follow these other red pill guys or podcasts or whatever, perhaps they're not looking for love and marriage. They want somewhere to like share their outrage with other people. Like they have the same disdain for women, and they want to like commune with the same type of people. I don't think that they're looking for somebody to give them dating advice.
If you can follow a man that only talks bad about women and then adopt his ideology and then make it a part of your life and walk around as if those are your words and those are your thoughts, you probably like men.
You're looking for like male acceptance.
No, because I mean, like, you don't have a mind of your own to begin with. So if he can steer you that way, then like maybe you're questioning your sexuality and like you just don't like women.
Mm.
So like you want to side with men, you want to form this like community with a man who's telling you what to do and be led by somebody, because maybe like a woman is too strong for you to be led by. That's just my opinion. I don't know nothing about nothing, but I just don't I don't see men following, like sitting down on the couch or wherever y'all watch TV or whatever this stuff is on, and like just being like, oh yeah, I'm never gonna do this with a woman, and I hate love, and that's just crazy. Like
It is. It's very
it
weird.
don't make no sense. Go outside, read a book.
If the messages weren't so much against women, I would have no problem with men following another man's message. You know, if it were more positivity in the podcast. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
Like-
following somebody for a message, that's not your life.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can listen to what somebody is doing and you can say, oh, that's a great idea. But until you get out there and either A, try it yourself, or you have some type of confidence and live your own life, then like those are just his thoughts. So why
True,
are
but
you
people
adopting
with
that?
platforms do create influence.
Okay.
That
But they got these people are following them.
Because they created.
yeah,
the
because they
platform.
create influence. They need people to watch them, and there are people that are going to, you know, agree with their ideology. If you don't,
More
then
than
just-
won't. How about we look at the reality?
Right,
Reality is none of them were famous prior to.
right.
Right.
People only know them because they have a platform.
Mm.
And
Let's go back. The reality is none of them were famous prior to, which means they've
That part.
obtained a large following because a lot of people are in alignment with them. Let that sink in for a second.
know that part.
Okay, so now peel the layers back. Understand what that is actually telling you. This man is looking for a cult or a following or a group of people that he can lead. I know the answers. I have a happy wife or a happy life with my happy wife and my fucking dog, right? Everybody is looking for people to look at them as a savior. The truth is, the ones who have the biggest following are not transforming men. They're just simply in alignment with what they already believe. But whoever has that limelight, that throne, is the one who is open or vocal enough or brave enough or courageous enough to speak what they fucking think. All of these other men, it's not like we're taking somebody from the industry and said, okay, he turned into a podcast, he's did 25 movies, or he's a big time businessman. No, these are people that are coming from the ground up to some capacity when we're talking about social media, which means that the millions, I didn't say 1,000, I said millions of people already thought what they thought. Millions of people already agreed with what they were saying before they even said it. So are we ignoring the reality? I don't believe that they qualified to carry the throne because they don't have the experience. That I will say. I would not take advice from somebody who has never done it. I could admire the fact that you're trying to preach something that might be in alignment, but you've never done it. You don't have success doing it. But the truth is, millions of people are following these people because they already think like them. Not because they were transformed to them, not because they were bribed to them. They've got zero incentives. Zero. So what I think is the reality is we should start accepting the truth. That's all.
I feel like that's not everyone though.
That's not everyone. I didn't say everyone.
No, yeah, but most people could have already thought like them, but they probably are turning other people. They're probably people that are just simple-minded and, oh, this podcast is popular and, oh, all my homeboys watch them. So I've been watching them and now I'm coming up with the same ideology. Like I'm morphing.
Easily led.
Yeah.
So most people are. What are we talking about? The difference is this. I sat on 8 at the table and I am the grandfather of most of these niggas that you just listed. I sat here for 3 years straight and watched everybody come up to me in every single place. And I'm not talking about 1, 2. I'm talking about flocks and groups of people, famous people, credible people, people who are in all different types of avenues, tell me I was the one speaking what they wish that they could. So this wasn't me doing this to try to turn anybody over in 2018. This was me because this is what I actually did. This is what I actually seen. This is what I actually lived. And you know what happened? It birthed the other ones. Cool. But what I'm understanding is people already felt like this. But in a time where it's a lot of hypersensitivity and you can't really say what you want to say because they fear getting canceled or losing their page or there's repercussions because of other agendas that are being pushed. I know they felt like that because I live it on a daily. I still live it to this day.
Yeah, but he's talking about.
Yeah, but that's an example of a man doing something just because he heard it on a podcast, and that's not how he truly feels. But
what I said, and I'll say this again, people came up to me saying that I was saying what they wish they could. All I'm saying is I don't care about, although I do believe there should be somebody who did what the fuck that they say that they're doing or what they say you should do. What I'm saying is that the reality is these people weren't turning people over just like they weren't turned over. No diddy. These people are already living with those ideologies on a day-to-day basis.
I don't think all of them are, though.
I didn't say all. I said those millions upon millions upon millions upon millions of people. I didn't say everybody. Nothing is everybody. But I would argue that they have more people that are following them in the worldwide spectrum or worldwide perspective than the opposite side. I would definitely 1,000% argue that. There's no misleading in having a personal preference when it comes down to, we're not saying lose your morals. Nobody's ever said that. Sexy Red and it is nowhere near a comparison of somebody who's saying, listen, I want my wife to cook and clean and not work. We're talking about comparison between one extreme versus the other. One is not compromising their morals. I'm not compromising my morals. I'm not telling you to compromise your morals. If anything, I'm bigging you up and trying to tell you what you really should look at yourself as. Now, whether or not you're able to gain the proven concept and the accolades and the credibility to respect yourself as that, that's on you for your own journey.
It's
Definitely.
like saying an attractive man gets turned down 1,000 times, but it's 1,001 that made him this ultimate warrior. Like, no, he's experienced the rejection on his own terms.
Yes, Rome. Me, myself, I've experienced rejection. Every man has experienced rejection. It doesn't matter if you are a cream of the crop type of a guy or a bottom of a barrel type of a guy. No matter what, that rejection that you have, it feels the same way. And in fact, when you're at the top and you get rejected, you really start questioning, like, what the fuck? Like, at first.
Because that's your ego. Because now you're at the top, and that's just pure ego. Not you being in your house and seeing a woman that you want to talk to but don't know how to talk to her. You're at the top of your game. You're the man. I think these people live like in the basement.
Oh,
and just,
okay. I was like, what? Okay, I got you.
In the basement?
Just in the basement. There's no.
I don't know. I'm just.
But I'm saying, imagine just
wild.
being at the top of the top, and like this woman's like, "Yo, I know who you are. I'm not messing with you."
And that's happened to me, right? So and it's fine.
Top of the top,
yeah.
or we could think we're at the top of the top. Maybe not the top of the top. Maybe our ego makes us think we're at the top of the top.
Maybe top of the middle.
Top of the middle.
When you score more than you strike out, you really don't understand how you can strike out, but you know it's possible.